I walked in on while she was on top of AP. So I started a live stream of her cheating act. The sound of laughter echoed down the hallway as I approached our bedroom. I paused, confusion giving way to a gnawing dread. The door was ajar, and through the narrow gap, I saw her, my wife, on top of another man, their bodies entwined in a betrayal that cut deeper than any knife. Anger and heartbreak surged through me, but instead of confronting them, I pulled out my phone. With trembling hands, I started a live stream. The world would see her for who she truly was, and the consequences would be undeniable. Today's story will keep you on the edge of your seat. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. If you're excited about this story, let us know. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback really inspires me to gather more uplifting and meaningful stories. The Perfect Facade. My name is Sebastian Stan, and up until that moment, I thought I had the perfect life. My wife, Emily, and I had been married for 6 years. We had built a beautiful home together and shared countless memories filled with love and laughter. To our friends and family, we were the epitome of a happy couple, but now I realize how much of it was a facade. Emily and I met through mutual friends at a party. She was stunning, her smile captivating, and her laugh infectious. We connected instantly, and before long, we were inseparable. Our wedding was a fairy tale, and the first few years of marriage were blissful. We traveled, planned our future, and dreamed big. But as time passed, subtle changes began to creep into our relationship. It started with late nights at work, then weekends spent with friends instead of each other. The intimacy we once shared dwindled, replaced by a cold distance that neither of us acknowledged. I convinced myself it was just a phase, a rough patch that every couple goes through. But now, standing in the hallway, the truth was staring me in the face. The unraveling. The days leading up to the discovery were marked by tension and unease. Emily had become increasingly secretive, her phone always glued to her hand, her excuses for being late more frequent and less believable. I tried to push the doubts aside, to trust the woman I had vowed to spend my life with, but my instincts told me something was wrong. One evening, I decided to come home early from work, hoping to surprise her. I picked up her favorite takeout and imagined a quiet night in, just the two of us. But as I pulled into the driveway, I noticed a car I didn't recognize parked outside. My heart raced as I entered the house, the unsettling feeling growing with each step. I heard them before I saw them, the sound of their voices carrying down the hallway. Part of me wanted to turn around, to leave before I had to face the truth, but I couldn't. I had to know. As I reached our bedroom, the scene before me confirmed my worst fears. Emily and a man I had never seen before were tangled in each other's arms, their passion oblivious to my presence. The betrayal was a punch to the gut, leaving me breathless and reeling. I wanted to scream, to rage, to demand answers, but instead, I pulled out my phone and began to record. If she was going to destroy our life, I was going to make sure everyone knew the truth. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback is my fuel to gather more inspiring and meaningful stories. Thank you. The live stream. The decision to start a live stream was impulsive, driven by a mix of anger and desperation. I needed to capture the moment, to ensure there was no way Emily could deny what she had done. My hands shook as I navigated to the livestream app and hit record. The camera captured the scene in vivid detail, Emily's betrayal laid bare for the world to see. I watched as the viewer count climbed, comments flooding in with reactions ranging from shock to outrage. The live stream was raw and unfiltered, a digital testament to the collapse of my marriage. As the reality of what I was doing sank in, I felt a wave of conflicting emotions. There was satisfaction in exposing the truth, in ensuring that Emily couldn't hide behind lies. But there was also a deep sadness, a mourning for the life we had built and the love we had lost. The man with Emily noticed me first, his eyes widening in horror as he realized they were being filmed. He scrambled to cover himself, shouting at Emily to stop. She turned, her face going pale as she saw the phone in my hand. "Sebastian, what are you doing?" she gasped, her voice trembling with fear. "Showing the world who you really are," I replied coldly. "Everyone can see what you've done." The fallout. The live stream ended abruptly as Emily lunged for my phone, her desperation palpable. But it was too late, the damage was done. The video had already been seen by hundreds, if not thousands, and the truth was out there for all to see. In the aftermath, our home became a battleground. Emily pleaded with me to take down the video, to give her a chance to explain. But I was beyond listening, my trust shattered beyond repair. The man she had been with disappeared quickly, leaving Emily to face the consequences alone. Friends and family were divided. Some supported my decision to expose the truth, while others criticized me for airing our dirty laundry in such a public manner. Emily's parents were devastated, their disappointment and anger directed at both of us. As the days turned into weeks, the reality of my actions set in. Emily moved out, leaving our once happy home empty and silent. The video had gone viral, and everywhere I went, people recognized me. Some offered sympathy, others stared with curiosity or judgment. Confrontation and reflection. In the midst of the chaos, I received a call from Emily, asking to meet. Reluctantly, I agreed, knowing that we needed to face each other and find some semblance of closure. We met at a quiet cafe, the tension between us palpable. "Sebastian, I know I can't undo what I did," she began, her voice filled with remorse. "But why did you have to humiliate me like that?" I sighed, the weight of my actions pressing down on me. "Emily, you broke my heart. You destroyed our life together. I wanted the world to see what you did, to understand the pain you caused." Tears filled her eyes. "I was wrong, and I'm sorry. But do you think this will make things better? Will it bring you peace?" Her words struck a chord, forcing me to confront the truth I had been avoiding. The live stream had been an act of revenge, a way to make her suffer as I had. But it hadn't brought me the satisfaction I had hoped for. Instead, it left me feeling hollow and lost. The aftermath. In the weeks that followed, I struggled to find my footing. The viral video had changed my life in ways I hadn't anticipated. My job became a source of tension, my colleagues' whispers and sidelong glances a constant reminder of my very public breakdown. I tried to immerse myself in work, hoping to distract myself from the pain, but it was a temporary reprieve at best. Emily and I communicated sporadically, mostly through lawyers as we worked to finalize our separation. Each conversation was a painful reminder of what we had lost. I moved out of our home, unable to bear the memories that haunted every corner. I found a small apartment on the other side of town, a fresh start in a place untainted by betrayal. My nights were sleepless, my mind replaying the events over and over. I questioned my decision to livestream the affair, wondering if there could have been a better way to handle it. The public fallout had been brutal, but it was the private pain that cut the deepest. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. If you enjoyed the video, press 1. If not, press 0. Your feedback is my fuel to gather more inspiring and meaningful stories. Thank you. Seeking answers. One evening, as I sat alone in my apartment, I received a message from an old friend. Alex had known both Emily and me for years, and his words were a lifeline in the dark. "Sebastian, I know you're hurting. Let's meet up and talk." We met at a bar we used to frequent, the familiarity a small comfort. As we sat down, Alex looked at me with a mixture of sympathy and concern. "How are you holding up?" I shrugged, unable to find the words to describe the turmoil within. "It's been rough. I can't stop thinking about what happened, about what I did." Alex nodded. "I saw the video. It was intense. But Sebastian, do you really think it was the best way to handle it? I sighed, the question one I had been grappling with for weeks. I don't know. At the moment, it felt like the only way to make her understand the pain she caused. But did it bring you any peace? He asked gently. I shook my head, tears burning at the corners of my eyes. No. It just made everything worse. Alex leaned forward, his voice soft but firm. Then maybe it's time to let go of the anger, to find a way to move forward. His words resonated with me, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. I realized that holding on to the pain was only hurting me more, that I needed to find a way to heal. In the months that followed, I focused on rebuilding my life. I sought therapy, not to dwell on the past but to understand my emotions and find a path to healing. The process was slow and painful, but it was a necessary step toward reclaiming my life. Emily and I finalized our divorce, a bittersweet end to a chapter filled with both love and heartbreak. We agreed to go our separate ways, each of us seeking a fresh start. I wished her well, genuinely hoping she would find her own path to happiness. I reconnected with friends I had lost touch with, their support a balm to my wounded soul. Slowly, I began to rediscover myself, to find joy in the small moments and to look toward the future with cautious optimism. One day, as I walked through the park, I saw a young couple laughing and holding hands. The sight brought a pang of sadness but also a sense of hope. Love was still possible, even after the deepest betrayals. It was a lesson I had learned the hard way, but it was one I would carry with me. As I continued my walk, I received a notification on my phone. It was a message from a woman named Claire, someone I had met through a mutual friend. We had exchanged a few messages, but I had been hesitant to pursue anything further. Now, as I read her message, I felt a spark of curiosity and possibility. Hey, Sebastian. Would you like to grab a coffee sometime? I smiled, a sense of anticipation filling me. Sure, I'd love to. Unanswered questions. As I sit here reflecting on the journey I've been through, I can't help but wonder what the future holds. Will I find love again? Will the scars of betrayal fade with time, leaving room for new beginnings? Life is full of unanswered questions, and the path ahead is uncertain. But I am ready to face whatever comes next, armed with the lessons I've learned and the hope that brighter days lie ahead. The story of my wife's betrayal and the live stream that exposed it is but one chapter in the book of my life. The rest remains unwritten, a blank canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of fate and the choices I have yet to make. The end of this chapter leaves much to ponder, much to question. The road to healing is never straightforward, and the choices we make often come with a heavy price. But as I look toward the future, I am filled with a sense of possibility. The story of my life is still unfolding, with endless opportunities and unanswered questions waiting to be explored. Crazy, right? But hold on, because the next story is going to blow your mind even further.